And our Caitlin Ross is here to continue our team coverage. And Caitlin, I understand that you spoke at length with Ross Harris's attorneys. What did they tell you about today's decision?
Well, they say they're vindicated here. They say they thought this was always going to happen, and today when this decision came down, they were almost expecting it. I sat down with the attorneys who represented Harris during his trial in 2016. 6 years later, they believe the court finally got it right.
From day one, we've maintained that Ross was innocent, and that the strategy of painting Ross to be a philanderer or someone that was unfaithful to his wife had nothing to do with the love that he had for Cooper.
Attorney Carlos Rodriguez is still reading the opinion from the Georgia Supreme Court overturning Ross Harris's murder conviction.
The Supreme Court points out that you remove all of that, and the state's case wasn't even particularly strong. The amount of evidence of Ross being a loving and doting parent was overwhelming. It was substantial.
The 6-3 majority issued a scathing opinion on the evidence admitted into the trial of Ross Harris having multiple affairs and sexting women while his son was dying in a hot car. But the chief judge wrote that does not mean he intentionally murdered his child. Rodriguez says they don't know what their next steps will be. Much of that will depend on whether or not the state moves to retry the case.
Today's decision is great news, but it's not the end.
I also reached out to the prosecutors who tried the case. They have all since left the Cobb County District Attorney's Office. None of them returned my messages. I also called Ross Harris's ex-wife, Leanna. Understandably today, her phone was off.
This will certainly set a precedent for other cases in the future. When you spoke to Harris's attorneys, the likelihood of him getting out on parole, did they say much about that, if they're hopeful about that?
They said right now they want to focus on this victory in court, and they're going to wait to figure out what their next steps are until after the Cobb County DA's office decides what it's going to do.
Interesting, yeah.
All right, Caitlin Ross, thank you so much.